morning, everybody. Kit Lancaster with GCG Financial. I'm here with my friend Nellie from the Safe Haven, and we're going to continue our series on veteran businesses and segue a little bit into social enterprise. Nellie, tell us a little bit about the Safe Haven. What the Safe Haven is and how you make an impact on the respective communities here in Chicago.
Well, first of all, a Safe Haven is what we call a social enterprise that is set up to address and solve the issue of poverty and homelessness. And statistically, about 25% of the homeless in urban areas especially are represented by people that formerly wore a uniform and served our country. So what we do at a Safe Haven in general, for the not only for veterans but for the general population as well, is really assess everyone individually and begin to address, why they're in crisis, why they're homeless, why they're poverty-stricken. And it's not a homogenous community. I mean, many people consider, someone who's homeless as possibly being lazy or a drug addict or, someone that's made a lot of mistakes in life. And we have found that a lot of people that end up in crisis, are in crisis due to no fault of their own. For example, with this economy, it really took its toll on a lot of people that were employed and lost their jobs and weren't able to replace those high incomes, or are homeless due to the fact that they had a catastrophic medical expense or a divorce or, a tragedy in their family, So it's really important to really assess everyone that's in crisis individually and to begin to connect the dots in terms of what services they need to socially get them back on track. But then after that, economically, how can we get them back into the workforce in a job that's going to be a good fit for them, and at the end of the day is going to allow them to support themselves and their families in a sustainable manner. So at a Safe Haven, we serve about almost 5,000 people a year, and we're really proud to say that the vast majority of people that come to a Safe Haven really do land on their feet and transform their lives and, go on to become, very successful in a way that they can pursue their own potential.
So, Nellie, with that, what was your motivation to start a Safe Haven?
Well, my husband, Brian, and I, were fortunate enough to graduate college and, go on and have successful careers in finance. But it wasn't without having a few bumps in the road on our, in our own lives. And actually, Brian, my husband, is a military veteran and had served. And when he returned from his military service, he had developed an alcohol problem. And thankfully, we had the resources that we needed to get him into treatment and get him back on track. But for us, it was a huge eye-opener. And learning that, when people are affected with issues like drug and alcohol addiction, for example, or any, setback, that in order to get back on your feet, the services that are out there are really fragmented. There's really no seamless approach to help someone, get back on their own 2 feet in a way that is really going to solve their problems and connect them to the type of opportunities that they need to be successful. So we thought that it would be nice to have a place where someone can go and really reinvent themselves, in a way that's going to be unique to their situation. And, in 1994, Brian and I decided to start investing in real estate. And after a few years of talking about this at the kitchen table, we decided, why don't we take the leap and, try to help a few people out with the idea that we had. And here we are 20 years later. And, we ended up, moving on from our financial careers and taking the leap of faith and saying, let's see what we can do about, designing what we envisioned was needed, in the community to help people get back on track. So that's where we are today.
One quarter aspect of of a Safe Haven that's significantly different, social enterprise.
Mm-hmm.
You give individuals an opportunity to really bridge and go from maybe not so much in any way self-dependent to get that type of independence. Could you share with our viewers some of the social enterprises that a Safe Haven has encompassing within them that maybe they could use themselves, their business could use, and how that's different from maybe other organizations out there helping people in transition?
Okay, well, first of all, I'd like to tell you what I consider a social enterprise is really any business, whether it's a for-profit, nonprofit, LLC, I mean, you name it in terms of the structure, but is embedded with the DNA of trying to incorporate the idea of doing well by doing good. Whether it's trying to help the poverty issues or trying to help the environment, whatever your cause may be, any business can incorporate a social responsibility mission into their business and really design a way to effect those changes within. So as it relates to A Safe Haven Foundation, I talked about how, we are, all about trying to help people identify why they're in crisis and connect the dots in terms of getting the right social services. But what we found early on was that a lot of people faced major barriers to getting mainstream back into society, either finding appropriate and affordable safe housing, and also in finding employment. So it's obviously a challenge for employers to overlook the fact that some people might have had financial difficulties, so their credit isn't so great, and landlords the same issue, or people might have had a corrections issue, or not have any good references for gaining employment. So for us, that meant that if we didn't help people, that at the end of the day they might fall off a cliff, and end up back in the system again. So what we started to do is really evaluate and started to invest in businesses on our own. And we knew that the people that we were working with were absolutely, worthy of a second chance. So we started businesses that include a pest control company that's actually owned and managed by a veteran, which is my husband, that employs veterans. We have a landscaping company that does some of the most beautiful work on Michigan Avenue. Right now they're taking out the tulips and they're putting in the summer flowering, for example. And we have a catering company as well that does box lunches. And we also have a talent resource company and a staffing company. So as employers are looking to hire people that have either earned a second chance or are specifically looking for veterans, to employ, we have become a significant resource for employers to hire people that have maybe have had some challenges in their past, but have worked really, really hard at getting their lives back on track. So when an employer calls us, they know that it's someone that has really proven themselves, worked very, very hard to get back on track, has gone through an intense job training program, and they're ready to work. So our retention rates are really high. And I'm really proud of the fact that, we've developed some really wonderful partnerships in the business community that use us as a go-to organization when they're looking to hire.
Yeah, two more questions. One, if there's someone out there and they really have an affinity for their community or a particular aspect of society where people are in need, or there's particular need of services, how would you recommend, or if you had one piece of advice you'd share with them, with the challenges that you've dealt with starting and launching and taking the Safe Haven to where it is today, what piece of advice would you give them?
Well, for us, thankfully, everything we've done and everything we've invested in has really been due to the demand that we saw happening for our services, So, we came in and, just kept filling those gaps. So I would strongly recommend to anyone that's looking to start a business or to consider the idea of incorporating a social enterprise model around your business is that it needs to be a cause that you really, really believe in, because there will be challenges along the way. And the only thing at times that is going to keep you forging ahead is the knowledge that if you don't succeed, the economy, individuals will suffer, or society will suffer, or the environment will suffer, and you can't let that happen, So for me, I just think it's just another thing that, I lean on, in those times, where it is difficult, knowing that the importance of our success relies on, many people rely on our success rather, and that failure is not an option. So. I don't know if that's the answer you were looking for, but I really encourage anybody who's looking to start a business that if you can incorporate, hiring people from a program like ours, or hiring our services to help meet your needs for landscaping or pest control, that, at the end of the day, you are contributing, to making a difference and helping us solve poverty in the long run. And we can't do the work that we do without the help and the support and the partnership of the business community. So I really appreciate the opportunity of being here today and the opportunity to talk about this.
Absolutely. You do have some different events coming up. If we have some viewers watching this, they'd like to contribute to the success of a Safe Haven, how would you recommend they go about doing that?
Well, the easiest thing to do is to go to our website, asafehaven.org, and there you will find a vast array of opportunities that you can, choose from in ways that you can step up and help us end homelessness. Whether it's, volunteering, even advocating or donating, or again, hiring from our organization for employees or hiring our services, each and every way, makes a huge difference in someone's life.
Outstanding. We thank you very much for your time. We thank you for what you do at the community. For all of our guests at home, I highly recommend checking out A Safe Haven, learn more about them, and contributing when and if you can. For more information, check us out at MeetAdvisors.com. I'm Kit Lancaster, and we'll look forward to seeing you next time. Thank you.
Thank you.